gratitude.
Oh, gratitude.
Gratitude.
Gratitude for me is basically opening my heart to raise the frequency and understand that I'm so grateful and thankful for just being me.
Gratitude really lifts me up because for me, expressing gratitude is expressing my appreciation for God's presence.
The gratitude puts you in the frame of mind to be fully present. I know when I express gratitude, it's like, wow, you feel it puts you in an open mood, an open position in your heart, in my heart. And that makes it easier to be fully present in acknowledging all the other steps.
I think that I am most confident with the first two steps, and that is gratitude and recognition. My recognition and gratitude kind of empower each other. It's, yes, I enjoy being grateful, but it isn't until I recognize that God is everywhere present that I truly, truly feel the gratitude.
So recognition is the biggest leg to where one stands up in prayer, and the reason for that is because that where I anchor myself to understand that there is a power that runs the universe, that is the source of everything, and it is my source and the source of all, and includes all and is everywhere, knows everything, it does everything, and it is infinite.
What this means to me is God dwells equally in all of us, that God is everywhere present within us all. And with that, we are all one in the power of God, because the power of God dwells within us as us. And what I like to do is, so this is the one power. And there's a concept, the Vedic scriptures say the one becomes the many. In other words, God is within us all. So when we look at each other, we're really seeing God. It's an opportunity to see God in each person. So sometimes I'll have this on my shelf just like this, and I'll say, this is the one power. And then I'll come and I'll say, the one power is within this. And there's no difference between this and this, because this emanated from this.
I just recognize that I just have to affirm myself and others. It's all about affirming who I am after I was unified or am unified with the presence of God. So I realize that I am love, I am peace, I am abundance. I realize that I am an expression, an emanation of the Most High, of all that is. And I realize that everything is working together for my greater good.
Thanksgiving, different from gratitude at the beginning of the prayer, where it's a general thanksgiving, gratitude of being present in the now for the prayer to begin. Thanksgiving at the end is basically a statement of faith. I know that this is already done. Thank you so much that this is done. And it's the Thanksgiving, it's an act of faith and joy to just express that it is done.
Understand releasing into the law until I heard our prayer is activated when it is released into the law. So I'm thinking I'm praying, but I haven't really activated my prayer because I didn't release it, consciously release it into the law. to have the law activate and work on the prayer. So I like to use activate it into the law.
And release is leaving it in the consciousness of the universe as law, because that's what release is let God take charge of this, because I finished my part.
The 12 main laws, I'm not going to tell them all, but the law of defined oneness, law of vibration, law of action, law of correspondence, law of cause and effect, law of attraction. There are all these universal laws that when we pray, we release it into, knowing that it works together for our good. Amen.
So it is.
So it is.
This class has given me the ability to understand that I can pray for anything, anytime, 24/7, and that prayer is always available, and that availability means I'm connected to God by having that direct conversation, and having that understanding. The tone and the feeling has gone to a completely higher level compared to doing it mechanically, because it just flows. So I'm grateful that I took this class to be able to anchor on the feeling and the tone of my prayer.
And I sat there for the first few weeks, open and willing. But I still had my strong belief that I just talked to God all day, every day. And then the steps came. And the steps were pretty magnificent. And I remember sitting in class and Spirit said to me, your life will change once you pray. And it was real. And I was like, but I talk to you all the time. And Spirit was like, your life will change once you pray. And again, this was in week 9. So I started to pray for the last week after 9 weeks of prayer class. And I'm just very grateful, and I'm just being very honest and grateful that I was able to acknowledge and accept that having a conversation with God is completely different from doing a spiritual mind treatment.
What I love was the focus on the feeling. It isn't just the mechanics of the steps. That was a whole new thing for me. Even though I've been praying the steps for years, I love the focus on the feeling tone, starting with the gratitude. The feeling is what counts more than knowing the mechanics, even though those are good things to follow.
The prayer gives us an opportunity to speak the truth, to not address the condition or the circumstances, but to state what is the high truth. And that really brought me to a whole nother level of awareness with prayer. And I find that this style of prayer is very, very, very powerful.
Thank you, Reverend Susan. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Steve. And thank you, Coco.